What is up, family? What is going on? Oh my God. At this point, it's not even an auntie, where you been? It's a, oh, here go auntie. She pulled up, I guess. She want to come by the house. What's going on, niece and nephew? How are y'all doing today? Welcome back to another in the season finale episode of the Young Aunties podcast. We're going to get into why auntie is taking a mini hiatus while the house is going under some renovations. But before we do that, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing well. How have you been, honestly, at this point? How have you been doing? What's up? What's new in your world? The world around us is changing and getting worse, and it seems like getting better in some parts and getting worse in others. I don't know what's going on. I keep saying, and I feel like I'm going to just put it on a t-shirt. We're going to have some merch coming for the Aunties podcast. Okay, don't nobody take this. But I feel like, Earth and like working are like two of the most ghetto experiences I have ever had in my life. And I didn't sign up for it. I did not ask for this. So, me and God, I got questions. We having conversations or whatever. He's explaining some things to me. But other than that, Auntie will not complain as always. So here we are. I'm just going to jump right into this because I'm not going to keep y'all long with the episode overall today. But I do want to give some explanation. At this point, Auntie don't know what's up. Truth be told, I strongly want to apologize to you guys because I have always been a content creator prior to my podcast, prior to the Aunties podcast. I was doing YouTube. I was very, very, very into my YouTube channel. I had a lot going for me. I enjoyed the editing. I enjoyed creating. I enjoyed producing content. It wasn't even necessarily for the audience necessarily, but like I just loved creating content. And so with this podcast, seeing that this is our season finale episode, I guess with some final reflections, at least for right now, I had no idea how much more work actually goes into a podcast, into properly marketing it, into properly recording it, whether it be, setting time aside to actually create an entirely different kind of content calendar. I didn't have an idea. And yes, podcasting in sense of getting the work out or making an episode might be easier depending, but I'm not gonna, at all, in any way, shape, or form shit on anybody that's been doing podcasting for a long time, because I've been watching a lot of people and studying and researching, and podcasting is not easy. A good, successful podcast is not easy. And so in that, we're coming back with a season 2. Okay, guaranteed. And it's going to be stronger. It's going to be better. It's going to be way more consistent, way more things, because there was a lot that I, had plans in my mind to do, a lot of different things I still am going to do, just to be able to feature on the podcast. But at the same time, it was, with work and trying to figure out what's going on with school and then just everyday life stuff, y'all. Like, honestly, like, it's not easy. I will say, honestly, something that I've noticed, and kudos to all the entrepreneurs out there, kudos to everyone whose content, what they create makes money for them. I pray one day I will be there, you know what I'm saying, where my content makes money for me, because at the same time, like, I enjoy creating content. Right now, for me, it doesn't pay the bills. And I also realize when I work, like, no cap, in my seasons of unemployment, I was my most creatively productive. I put out the best content that I've probably ever made, content that I was very, very proud of, when I was not working. And, that's something that employers don't really understand if they have an employee that is creative. Like, when I say I need my time off, I need my time to go create. It's not necessarily like, oh, I need a 3-4 day weekend. It's like, I need 25 hours at a 40-hour week paid. Like I need my time to be able to do what I need to do, because I'm also tied with my creativity is my happiness. I am a creative person. I do need to create. I do need to edit. I do need to make things. And so with that in mind, I am thinking about tapping back into YouTube, just because YouTube is something that I was very good and comfortable at, not abandoning the podcast in any way, shape, or form, but at least trying to tie the two together. I don't know if I want to put the Young Aunties podcast on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of enhance the audience. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what we'll bring. But I do know that, I know you guys deserve way better, and I know I can give you way better. And so season 2, we're going to come back with way better. But you already know I got an auntie report for you. I ain't going nowhere without an auntie report because it's been too long and some things have been going on and I got to speak up. I'm not going to speak about everything that I've been seeing, but I got to speak up. So one more time for the last time for right now. Things that ain't things that ain't thing. It is time for your auntie report. So, y'all remember the Ned's Declassified? I know we remember Ned's Declassified. If you don't remember Ned's Declassified, you are too young for this podcast. So please just educate yourself. Sit down for a second. But Ned's Declassified used to be the shizzo on Nickelodeon. It was like Ned. It was Cookie the black dude who was his best friend. And then it was, what was her name? Mo, also known AKA as Lindsay Shaw. And, Ned's Declassified was a cute little show. It kind of gave the nerds, if we're going to go there, like the nerds of the school or like the outcasts in middle school and high school, kind of gave that personality trait a forefront because, seeing Cookie, the black scientist nerd, the geek, that gave validation to so many black geeks, the weird little white boy that was funny and insightful and, was kind of cool on the low, like he was kind of popular. That was Ned. And then of course you have Mo, who's the jock, the star. She got mad athletic skills, but she's a girl and she wants to be treated and seen like a girl. So Ned's Declassified was like a lot for us. Hindsight 2020, getting to go back and watch certain episodes. You're like, oh, okay, I can see how this is important, that was important. But Mo, also known as Lindsay Shaw, done fucked up the church's money according to an article that came out on Blabbity News on July 13th. It says former Nickelodeon star Lindsay Shaw blasted for mocking black TikTok creators. So the article says Nickelodeon's Ned's Declassified star Lindsay Shaw says she is taking a break from social media after facing backlash from mocking black TikTok creators. Real quick, Miss Shaw, I don't know where you've been. I don't know if you never heard of Black Twitter. But black folk on the internet, a lot of us got time. And we don't really play that. So I don't know. I'm sorry that nobody told you. But black TikTok creators, black creators, period, as a white woman, that's just something that you can't open your mouth up. But we gonna keep going. It says, in a now deleted TikTok video, Shaw shows a clip of a dance trend that was started by black creators. After the clip plays, the actress says, "Are we okay? What the F is this?" Shaw then proceeds to mimic the viral dance. It says many people criticized Shaw and called her a racist for mocking black creators. However, Shaw said as a millennial, she just was poking fun at the Gen Z dance trend. Now, let's just back up for a second because, I'm so very, very sick of, and this is as a person of color, as a black woman, I am so very sick of us as black people, as people of color, throwing that R word at everybody and everything just because it hurts our fucking feelings. I don't think that everyone is racist. I think that people can have a racist tendency or say things, but I don't think it's a safe practice to just call out full racism if it's not really racism, because then that puts us in a mind space where we are right now, where it's like, what's the gauge of who's being racist and who's not? At the end of the day, if she's making fun of a dance, let's take out the color for a moment. If she's making fun of the dance, that's the dance. She's not making fun of the black people doing the dance, because I've seen us on the other side of the spectrum make fun of white people for shit like the sprinkler and the mowing lower and the fucking Q-tip. Like, these are dances that white people really fucking do. Like Cotton Eye Joe. Like, we've really joked about the shit and then turned around and flipped it and made it lit for our culture. But we've actually absolutely have poked fun of white cultural normalism. So I don't think there's anything wrong or weird about her pointing out this weird dance trend. I know as black people, we make anything lit. So even the dance I see, I'm like, oh, that's lit. Like, it's not doing too much. It's not doing a lot. You feel what I'm saying? It's just enough. I don't get her making fun of it. I do see her making fun of Generation Z. Now, no offense to the generation after me, but as a millennial, some of y'all are really weird. Like, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to fly around it like a fruit fly. Some of y'all are really fucking weird. A lot of the shit y'all do is really weird and concerning. Like, y'all are the generation that was eating fucking Tide Pods and shit, trying to get views. Like, y'all the ones walking around here threatening to die by your parents' hands trying to get a view on Instagram or TikTok. Like, y'all are fucking weirdos. And it's nothing wrong with that. Y'all are lit. Don't get me wrong. Generation Z, some of y'all, y'all on it. Make me be like, what the fuck did I miss 10 years ago? You feel what I'm saying? But in the same respect, At the same token, it's a situation where you gotta y'all are weirdos. Okay, so I get her making fun of the dance. I don't think it was a situation where she was making fun of the black creators, because let's be real about it. Their TikTok we've already seen, and I'm not even on TikTok, but I know from people that are on TikTok that TikTok is already racist and already biased and already anti-black woman, anti-black creator content. Case in point, why there was a whole fucking strike of black TikTok dance creators not making any new fucking dances because so many white people were taking credit for the dance and not giving original credit where it was due. So let's not sit here and play like this isn't already a fucking platform where people are already racist against black creators. Let's not point out Lindsay Shaw, who was making fun of a dance, but because she's a white woman, y'all want to say that she's being racist. I, to a certain extent, believe a lot of white people are inherently racist just because of the society that we grew up in. However, I do know white people that are not racist. I do know white people that are extremely aware of the lineage that their whiteness carries, regardless of who their ancestors were, regardless of whether their ancestors were abolitionists or not. They know the lineage and the heritage that follows their skin tone, just like we know the lineage and heritage that follows our skin tone. We're both on shitty ends of the fucking spectrum. See what I'm saying? So I don't want to keep saying all white people are racist. I understand the majority of these people and what the media shows us is that they're racist, but I have a lot of good white friends. And one of my best friends, one of my closest friends to my heart is white. And that's my only white friend. She's my only white girlfriend, no cap. I have friends that are white, but my white best friend, one. That's it. And she got a black boyfriend, an islander. And where she from, the way she grew up, I would be highly surprised if she ever said some shit that was off the wall. And because of who she is, the respect that she was growed up, that she grew up with, that she was taught, that oversees everything. So it's not she don't see color, no, she see it. But she see you a fucking person and you not gonna talk to her like you crazy, and she not gonna talk to you like she crazy because she respects you as a person. So those are the kind of white people that I give room to. Like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm, the only one that got to be worried about, because I tell my black folk real quick, we're not the ones that got the worst of the end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has been marginalized and fucking taken over by white people. So, including white people. All right, so let's just call it what it is. But let's keep going, because of course Black Twitter hurt her feelings. In a video posted on July 11th, an emotional Shaw is seen crying while defending her actions. Quote, I just have to say right now that the hate in my inbox is not okay, okay? I do not mean anything in any kind of way. I am learning every day, as I think everybody is. And this kind of hate just needs to evaporate from the planet, no matter who it's directed towards, Shaw said. Quote, crocodile tears. No, dude, this is like my soul out there. If you know anything about what I stand for or what I believe in, you know that it's not this. I am sorry you were offended. The actress goes on to say that she plans to take a break from all social media platforms for her own mental health, sorry. She goes on to say, quote, I need to take a step back from social media. I feel like that anyway, but it's like, I'm not here to offend or belittle anybody at all. I thought the millennial and Gen Z thing was a thing on TikTok. The intention wasn't that serious, y'all. So I'm just gonna go off of here for a little while, but I appreciate you and love you, she added. Listen, unfortunately, this is not the first white woman that has been driven off of social media because she just got a little too comfortable. And also, I feel like this is an age gap thing. You know what I mean? Like, we the new young old folk. That's why this is the Young Aunties podcast. We the new young old folk, y'all. We the new ones. We the new ones. We in our 20s, our late 20s. Those of us in our late 20s, early 30s, millennials. We looking at y'all like what is up? So excuse us, for real, because I know some of us is embarrassing on this TikTok and Instagram trying to catch up with the trends. That's why certain things I don't try to do the dances, and I give kudos to all my elders that be out here dancing and doing this shit, be doing it the fuck up, honey, because I be looking like I already know I'm embarrassing. So I already know, like I already feel like the old head in my head. So I'm not even gonna try and do it and embarrass myself. Not saying I can't do it or I won't look crazy doing it. I might look good doing it, but I stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? So I go on TikTok to watch and I commentary. I know commentary. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm funny about who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But we gonna pray for Mother Shaw because She off social media, and I honestly just want us to understand, as a collective, we don't really, I mean, to Miss Shaw, and she probably figured this out, mm, we don't care about white woman's tears, unfortunately, just because, by history of your skin, and your gender and how you choose to identify, white women are very problematic. So, and their tears usually are not always rooted in honesty. So, we're not gonna give you any tissues. We're gonna direct you in the direction of the box that you can go get it from. Maybe the store you can buy it from. Because we're not gonna give you any tissues or empathies or a pat on the back to tell you it's gonna be all right. The whole thing about, sitting here saying she's learning every day, I don't give that to people anymore. We live in an age of technology. Live in an age of technology, and where, basically you can't just fly off and say, oh, I don't know, I'm learning every day, yada, yada, yada. That don't really fly, because I mean, everybody's learning every day, but that doesn't mean you get to be insensitive. So we're just going to pray for Mother Shaw. We're going to pray she figure it out. We're going to pray somebody talk to her. She feel like she got to get off of the internet for a little while, and that's fine. That's fine. But we're not really giving too much grievance to white women's tears, especially in regards to, let's say, for example, I know y'all know what happened at the Victoria's Secret in Jersey, of all places. I think it was at Short Hills Mall, where a white woman said, "Don't record my mental breakdown. Victoria's Secret Karen sheds white woman tears after attacking black woman in store." This is from the MadameNoir.com. Now, I saw this video, y'all, and it absolutely blew my mind, but it also made me laugh a lot, because the lady was like, oh my God. Oh my God, she just tried to hit me. So let's just read the article real quick, and then I'll give you my opinion and commentary from what I saw in the video. So the article says, another Karen is currently trending on social media, and this time the belligerent culprit struck at a Victoria's Secret at the Short Hills Mall in New Jersey on July 11th. The victim, Miss Ijima Ukenta, captured the shocking moment on her cell phone when the woman, who has now been identified as Abigail Elphick, charged at her, seemingly trying to smack the phone out of her hand. Once Ukenta mentioned that she had recorded the entire altercation, Elphick proceeded to have a full-on meltdown in the middle of the store, realizing that her rude and violent behavior had been caught on camera. The trending video is a segment of a 6-part YouTube video recording of the incident. Ukenta told authorities that she was shopping around the store. Abigail rudely jumped in front of her and even pushed her out of the way. That's when Elphick said, can be seen trying to smack the phone out of Ukenta's hand. In the clip, you can hear Ukenta saying in disbelief, "I never thought nothing like this would ever happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me." Elphick replied, "I didn't try to hit you," before she begins crying uncontrollably. Later in the 7-minute video, you can hear Elphick sobbing, "Do not record my mental breakdown." So the article just goes on to basically conclude by saying, a response, actually, Victoria's Secret issued a statement. So it says that actually Ukenta added that she was kicked off TikTok because of the video. However, the platform let someone else post clips of the harrowing incident. As of Wednesday morning, Ukenta's GoFundMe has surpassed its original goal of $20,000 and has now received over $74,000 in donations. I believe she set up, there we go. She set up a GoFundMe page seeking legal defense against the scorned Karen. So now she has more than enough money to take care of her legal fees. And Victoria's Secret also issued a response on Tuesday, the 13th, saying, following the uproar, basically saying that Karen's, hold on, wait, where to go? Oh, here we go. The company shared in a statement on Twitter that the safety of their customers is a top priority, and they will be launching a full investigation into the incident. The quote says, actually, here we go. This is what they posted. "Associate and customer safety is our top priority, and we are committed to creating a safe and welcoming environment for all. The video taken in our store is unsettling, and we have initiated a full investigation. Our associates followed our protocols and immediately called our emergency operations center, as well as mall security, for support during the altercation between our customers. We are dedicated to continuing this critical conversation and demonstrating our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion through our actions and our words." So let me take a sip before I give y'all my commentary about this video. I saw the video. I was absolutely flabbergasted that this woman actually did charge, and she did attempt to hit her. And from the way it looked, I thought she actually did hit her. And then proceeded to ball out. Like she started cutting the fuck up. I saw it as someone that obviously has mental health issues, because either way, like I don't think any of these Karens or Kevins are all the way normal people. I don't really think that you can be able to obviously go outside of normal behavior, normal character, whether you're harassing somebody, belittling somebody, yelling at someone, following someone around the store, literally chasing this woman. She chased Miss Ukenta around the store. The employees stood there. She chased her, talking about some, get her away from me, get her away from me. She's running away. She's running away from this crazy lady, and nobody's stepping in. Nobody stopped her. Nobody tried to trip her. Nobody did anything. And it's like, I don't understand how this is the thing, and all y'all doing is calling more security. Like, I was watching the employees just stand there. Like, let's be clear. I saw in the video, the employees just stood there. Nobody was calling, and if the call was being made, it was behind, but nobody was trying to separate this woman and get her away out of whatever stressful situation. Like, obviously, if you see she's stressed, then remove her, because everything was fine up until she started flipping the fuck out. Do not call security on the person that has been attacked, that has been harassed, that has been chased around the damn store and assaulted. Don't tell them to get out the store. Why the fuck I gotta get out the store? She's the problem. And this is the issue that we as black women have whenever we bring up to attention that this white woman is bugging out. It's because then we get kicked out the store. Now, where's the problem? Now, where's the issue? And when I saw later on in the video, y'all can look it up on the internet, I saw in the video that these police officers responded. And the police officers were like mad nonchalant, like they did not give a shit. Like they did not care that Miss Ukenta, what she was saying. They didn't care that she wanted to file charges. They didn't care about none of that. All they wanted to do was cater to this crying white woman. That's all they wanted to do. They wanted to cater to her. They wanted to talk to her. And one of the officers was like real smug. And you could already tell, like, that's the premises was in him, like part of being a cop. I don't fucking know. But it's like the cops out in Short Hills Mall. First of all, if you live in Jersey, you already know there's certain parts of Jersey you just don't, just don't. The racists reside, the racists live, the racists breed, the racists grow. Like, there's certain parts of Jersey you just don't go because it's a stressor. It don't make no fucking sense. And like Short Hills Mall, Willenboro Mall, those were the bougie, uppity white people that think because they pay a certain amount of money on their taxes on their house that they can talk to you however they want. Yeah, those are the kind of people that live out by there. Not saying that the hood is any better because you got the Bougetto people, but at the same time, those motherfuckers out there, they make you ready to slap somebody and put your Jesus to the side and be like, you know what? This is all flesh right now. You about to get a flesh ass whooping. I'm about to pick up Jesus in a minute, but I'm about to put him down right now because you really trying everything in me. There's a lot of people out there. I am so proud of Miss Ukenta for holding her composure and seeking legal action. And I say that, if anything, I'm not saying to go above the limit and say like, oh, sue the company, because I'm not too sure if it's the employee's fault, but I would absolutely put in a full complaint with the police department, and I would absolutely put in a complaint with the mall security system in their department, because there should have been no reason why she was the one that was being seen as needing to be escorted out of the store, to the point where they wanted to escort her out the mall. She wanted the lady escorted out of the mall because of her behavior, which by right she should have been escorted out. But they wanted to escort Miss Ukenta, the victim, the one that was assaulted. They wanted to get her out of the mall. And if you don't know Short Hills Mall is big as hell. I'm not leaving the mall. She's like, I'm not leaving. I still have other shopping to do. I have other stores to go to. I'm not leaving. She should leave. She attacked me. Why do I have to leave the mall? Like, that part right there, that part also pissed me off and got under my skin. But again, part of being a black woman, part of the journey, part of the plight of a black woman, and being professional and trying to gain respect by people, from people by giving people violate you. And so I stand on the side of Miss Ukenta. I pray that all justice, whatever justice looks like, is absolutely her portion. And I don't really give a shit about Miss Abigail having a breakdown. I feel like at the end of the day, if you know you have mental health issues and you know something's wrong with you, nobody else is responsible for your trigger management, honey. I'm sorry. These are random fucking strangers in a store. So if you telling me you would have flipped the fuck out if anybody else would have recorded you, because I'm pretty sure a bunch of other people behind you that you had no idea were recording you. The store cameras were recording you. So don't sit here and tell me you start acting up and bugging out and don't record me while I'm having a mental breakdown, please. No, at the end of the day, your mental breakdown, if you do something violent, I still need to protect myself. Schizophrenics and all. When schizophrenic people, some of them, when they snap, Because schizophrenia is one of those onset ones where sometimes there's signs leading up to it. Sometimes it's literally overnight, depending on who you are. And in black men, it's even higher. You can look it up. But sometimes when they snap, they black out. So they don't remember anything that they did. They have no recollection of what they did. They don't know what they said. You have to record people like that. So if you really were having a mental breakdown and you really weren't aware or in control of yourself, your mind, and your body, then yes, we have to record this, because if you do something, you have to be held accountable. Your mental illness does not make you unaccountable for your actions. You're going to stop crying and sit here and say, I have mental health issues. I apologize. I'm sorry. I did X, Y, and Z. That's fine. Apology accepted, but I'm still going to pursue legal action, because I want you to know you can't do stuff like this, and you're not going to keep fucking apologizing to people and playing on people's empathy that you have a mental illness. Everybody walking around has a fucking mental illness. All black people have PTSD. We're not walking around cursing everybody the fuck out, thinking everybody's about to whip us or do nothing like that. But best believe, if we get pulled over by a cop, our anxiety levels go through the roof. But we're not all flipping the fuck out because we're stressed and we think something's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Your mental illness does not excuse you from accountability and responsibility. It doesn't. Unless you are severely mentally ill to the point where you are not reliable, like you can't take care of yourself, you can't be outside of your house on your own. This lady, a whole teacher aide, I think in a middle school or high school. If you were off your meds that day, say so. If you really had a triggering day, say so. But you do not get to attack anybody in the store. You do not get to act entitled and then flip out when it doesn't go your way. You don't get to do that. That is not what you are allowed to do. So, yeah, Miss Abigail, you could clean all that up. Go check yourself into a rehab center. Check yourself into a treatment center. I don't know where you need to go. I don't know where your help is, baby. I know my help comes from the Lord. I don't know if you know him, but maybe you need to get to know him, because this type of stuff is not okay. And you had the right woman. I promise you, you had the right woman that was just trying to get what she had to do. She was having a good day already. Miss Ukenta was having a good day at the mall. She wasn't here for none of the foolishness. She wanted to get her stuff. She could get out because Short Hills Mall is too damn big to be playing around all day. She wanted to get her stuff, get in, get out. And you was in the middle of it. So now we got to make you go viral. So now you're viral. So now thank you very much. Period. Moving right along, though, in important news and in health related news, y'all, please be careful out here. COVID did not go away. The pandemic did not stop. The pandemic did not stop. We have still been having an active pandemic going on. There is a fourth mutation of COVID-19 known as the Delta variant. Okay? And for those of us that are vaccinated, I'm not vaccinated, but for those of us that have gotten vaccinated, understand that this Delta variant don't give a shit about that vaccination. It don't care. It do not care. You think I'm bullshitting you? Pay attention to this. An insider article came out on, what day is this? I want to say it came out a couple days ago, where it says 8 fully vaccinated healthcare workers who went to a Vegas pool party got COVID-19 with mild symptoms, and at least 7 caught the Delta variant. So the article says at least 11 healthcare workers, 8 of whom were fully vaccinated, tested positive for COVID-19 after attending a pool party in Las Vegas on June 7th. The Las Vegas Review Journal reported. It says at least 10 of the 11 people caught the highly infectious Delta coronavirus variant, according to the emails from the Southern Nevada Health District obtained by the Brown Institute for Media Innovation, and they shared it with the newspaper. It says Todd Sklamberg, the CEO of Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center, where the people worked, told the Review Journal that the source of the outbreak was an off-site private party. Sklamberg said that the workers had symptoms similar to allergies or the common cold and chose to get tested. They self-isolated and they didn't spread the virus to anyone else. A preliminary investigation requested. Says 8 of the 11 were fully vaccinated. 2 had received 1 dose of a vaccine, and 1 was unvaccinated. It says it wasn't clear from the report which COVID vaccines the workers had received, but a representative for the health district, Stephanie Bethel, said that the investigation found that the COVID-19 vaccines given to the health workers had been properly stored and administered. No vaccine is 100% effective, and breakthrough infections were expected. But just a little information about this. The Delta variant is now dominant in the U.S., representing about 80% of new COVID-19 infections in Nevada. Real world data from the UK has indicated that Pfizer's vaccine, that's P as in Paul, Pfizer's vaccine, for example, is 33% effective in preventing symptomatic illness caused by the Delta variant after one dose and 88% effective after two doses. It's hard to tell how many vaccinated Americans are getting infected with Delta because on May 1st, the CDC stopped monitoring most reported cases among vaccinated people, focusing on cases resulting in hospitalization or death. It says just to kind of keep going here, an assistant professor in epidemiology at the University of North Nevada School of Public Health, Professor Brian Labus, told the Review Journal that getting the vaccine was like wearing a seatbelt. Just because there's the occasional death of somebody who is wearing the seatbelt when the car crash occurs doesn't mean you shouldn't wear a seatbelt. He said it's going to protect most people for the most part. So listen, I'm not against you getting vaccinated. I feel like you need to do what you need to do for you. If you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Like they said, the vaccine is not 100% effective. And as I had to explain to someone yesterday, the way vaccines work is it gives you a very harmless, it's supposed to give you a very harmless dose of the virus, the actual virus, and it's supposed to be introduced into your system to help build your system's natural immunity to it and or to be able to fight it better, so you will have symptoms of whatever could be associated with the disease, with the virus. Case in point, when you get the influenza shot, when you get your flu shot, you do get flu-like symptoms just because you are getting a less powerful version of the flu, of the influenza virus. Same thing with the COVID virus. My whole thing is, at least with me, I felt like when we first found out about COVID last year, it was the alpha virus. We had the alpha strain. Then it mutated 4 times. We went alpha, beta, gamma, and now we're at the delta strain. This is the 4th time it's mutated in less than a year. We haven't even, I don't think we've hit we hit our full year of being on lockdown back in March, but it hasn't been a real year where we went through that period of no outside, no social gatherings, no this, no that. And because a lot of people felt like it was a hoax, it wasn't real, it wasn't this, it wasn't that we've been ignoring the CDC saying, hey, still wear your mask. Hey, still social distance. Hey, still limit going out to large gatherings with groups of people. You know what I'm saying? We've been ignoring that because it's summertime and outside is open. But I guarantee you when the fall start coming and it start getting fucking cold and people start getting sick just because the season is changing, on top of the fact that this COVID variant stream number 4, Delta, is out, a lot of people are going to be advocating for us to lock down again, especially those states where it's cold as hell and ain't shit to do when it get cold in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like we really shouldn't have. Now in hindsight 2020, like I really feel like I'm wondering how different it would be, at least for us, if the rate of activity was decreased per state. Like, yes, vaccines are supposed to help you. Yes, all vaccinated people will not contract the Delta variant virus. However, I strongly feel like, we can't ignore the fact that people that have the virus, the people that have been vaccinated are also getting this new strain of virus, and they're also experiencing the symptoms the same way. So, I mean, I know the vaccine is supposed to help lessen the effect of the symptoms. So if you want to get it, you get it. I just kind of want to see if they can develop something else, for this strain at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is apparently 88% more infectious. So y'all, please wear your mask. Please wear your mask. Please social distance. Please back the fuck up off people. Please stop going out to all this shit for a second. Just stay in the house a little bit. Like, give yourself 2 weeks to just stay in the house. If you think you're cold, if you think you're feeling a little sniffle, that's not allergies, please go get tested. There's nothing wrong with getting tested. I need to go get tested now that I talk about it. But please, 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 y'all be safe out here. It's not over yet. The pandemic is not over. We're still living through it. We're still going through it. We're going to get out of it. But we got to really work together. And I'm sick of these anti-maskers. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. So, you know what I'm saying? I got my shot. So it's really just a matter of me being like, all right, I'll get the vaccine now. But I'm not getting it to go outside. I'm not getting it for none of that. I'm getting it because when I decide to get it, it's really going to be, I got family in my house I'm looking out for. Like, damn near everybody in my house is vaccinated. Not saying I'm not, but like my mother, me, and my sister are not vaccinated as far as I'm aware. But like the elderly people in my family are vaccinated. So I'm doing myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing a mental note to stay away from being close up on until at least I get a vaccine or something, until I find out something, because she's vaccinated. But until I know what's going on with me, I'm not staying around them too long. Like talking from a long distance just because out of protection, I'd rather be upstairs and holler at you or back up from you a little bit just because, you know what I'm saying? You vaccinated, I'm not. Not that that makes a difference, but I don't want to introduce you to something that this vaccine is supposed to help you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. Anyway, moving right along before I let y'all get on up out of here. Just to kind of go through, we know what happened with Sister Sha'Carri Richardson. Um, I want to touch on something really quick. Funky Dineva made a video regarding Sha'Carri Richardson, the situation, and I agree with the side that he was on. You know, at the end of the day, yes, she was grieving her mother. Yes, she smoked some weed or whatever the case may be, but let's be real about it. It probably wasn't her first time. Let's even be more real about it. It definitely wasn't her first time smoking weed. This is just in regard to her sport. It might have been prior to her qualifications for the Olympics that she was smoking, and it just was never a big deal. Because, you know, as a weed smoker myself, you feel what I'm saying? That if you smoke for a long time, without being clean for like 6 months, it's gonna show up in everything. It's gonna come up in your blood. It's gonna come up in your hair. It becomes a part of you. If you smoke consistently for like 2 years, it's just in your blood. Even if you go like you would have to go 3 months without it, up to 3 months just to start to get your system to purge from it and cleanse itself. But once it's in your system, it's in your system. So I'm not really too sure how long of a period of time before that she smoked and she had to get her test done. I don't really want to give too much room to the whole, it's not an enhancing drug. It's the opposite, that argument. I don't want to give too much light to the fact that it's legal in certain amount of states. At the end of the day, she's a professional athlete, and going from, you know, not the little rinky-dink track, but to the Olympics, from college to the Olympics, that's a whole change of standard. It's a whole change of everything. And to be quite clear, and y'all can look it up, I found an article, and it was really interesting. It talked about like how the Olympics never cared about black athletes. Like it never has. It's never cared. We as black folks have always validated our people by what everybody else says where we can go. If our people get an Oscar, if our people get an Emmy, if our people get this, that, and a third, then we validate them as well. We don't give our people the same kudos of getting an NAACP award or the Best Image Award. We don't even pay attention to those that get BET awards or nominated for them. We don't even pay attention to that because it's not validated in the real world. Case in point, like just real quick example, Monique. Monique has 58 awards, I think something like that, out of like 70 something nominations. Like she has mad awards, and a lot of her awards come from our community. Like a lot of our prestigious, you know, institutions, BET, so on and so forth, certain schools have given her those awards. And we don't respect her enough, but we know she got an Oscar. So every time something happens, it's like, yeah, but she has an Oscar. It's like, yeah, but she also has like 6 NAACP Image Awards. Like, it's not just that. So in regard to Sha'Carri, she's much better than just being, you know, an Olympic athlete. And I saw an article the other day that said like now she is like on the verge of being endorsed, I think, by marijuana. I think she is. Yeah, as a matter of fact, she actually is. An article came out on Blavity on the 14th of July saying that Sha'Carri Richardson receives endorsement offer from Weed Vaping Company, and it goes on to say that Dr. Dabber, a vaping company specializing in marijuana, is offering an endorsement opportunity for Sha'Carri Richardson. It goes on to say that, quote, "We were saddened to learn of your recent suspension from the U.S. track and field team due to THC and missing the opportunity to compete at the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games." The company said in a letter to Richardson, "At Dr. Dabber, we believe that THC can actually have many positive effects on an athlete's recovery and overall mental well-being. The letter obtained by TMC offers $250,000 to serve as an ambassador for Dr. Dabber." So even though, you know, there are millions of dollar opportunities that come from being an Olympic athlete, that come from competing at the actual Olympics, the fact that you're a nominee, the fact that you're in the running, the fact that you are even in the competition also brings with it its own endorsements. And I'm not going to, you know, stunt on how sis getting her bread in any way, shape, or form. I feel like, you know, if she's able to get something good out of this, if a good opportunity is actually able to come out of this, then I think she should absolutely take full advantage of it. And I don't think that she should allow, you know, her mistakes to get in front of her, because a lot of people will be like, you know, how could she have messed this up? It's the Olympics. It's always black people doing something, da, 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 da. But I just want to bring back to everyone's remembrance Mr. Michael Phelps. And this is why I said earlier, the Olympics don't care about black athletes, because Michael Phelps years ago, who tested positive for THC in his system, was still allowed to compete. I'm not even sure. I don't think there was a suspension period. I don't think there was even a consideration that he could not compete in swimming. And, the article I believe I read, kind of highlighted the fact that this man already had certain advantages over his other competitors in his same field, just including, him being unnecessarily big. Like, he's enormous. So, if you can get through the pool in less than 3-4 strokes in the comparison of your competitor, of course you're going to be, a higher rate of actually winning. And that was a lot of frustration. It's like, and he smoked weed and still smokes weed to this day, and was revered as, one of the best athletes that we have, one of the best Olympic athletes we've ever had. So again, you got to notice the pick and choosy game. You got to know this was never a thing, and that black people, because I saw that there was an argument or some kind of conversation that happened between Gabby Douglas, Mother Gabby, the GOAT, and Sha'Carri on Twitter. And essentially, like, Gabby, I think it was Gabby. I want to say it was Gabby. Because I know it wasn't Simone. I think it was Gabby. Gabby was saying, how to black people, that even in light of everything that happened with Sha'Carri Richardson, because black people were talking about, they're not supporting the Olympics, they're not going to watch the Olympics, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. The whole thing of that is, she was like, like, black Olympians, the athletes that you see, the athletes that have made it, have really trained hard for this. And if y'all don't support watching the Olympics just because of this one individual and what happened with them, basically like that, it would be all for naught. And Sha'Carri, an article came out where she was saying something along the lines that the Summer Olympics won't be the same without her. Respectfully, because I'm not trying to become the fastest woman in the world. Respectfully, ma'am, you ain't all that. Truth be told, I'm watching the Olympics for Sister Gabby and Simone. Like, I was watching for gymnastics. I wasn't watching for track and field. I absolutely was not watching for track and field. It's not that entertaining to me. Y'all are fast. Y'all are unbelievably fast. But truth be told, I was watching, if anything, I was watching for other black women that also made the Olympic track and field team. I was watching for the black woman that's in the damn throwing that thing on the shot put. I'm watching for all black women. Ain't about you. It's not going to be the same without you, sis. The show will go on. You not to make a break, ma'am. Please humble yourself. Notice why we love Simone. Notice why we love Gabby. They're extremely humble about their sport and about their talent. Who put a real slight on her leotard this year? Simone Biles, the GOAT. She ain't gotta say it out loud. Everybody knows she's the GOAT. Everybody knows she's the best in her sport. Everybody knows Simone Biles is the best in her sport. There is no competition. She winning 4 out of the 5 freaking events in her field. Like, we know she is that chick. She don't have to say nothing. We know when Simone and Gabby stop going to the Olympics, we already know it's not going to be the same. But we know that they groomed young women in their place that's going to do what the fuck needs to be done. That's going to know the assignment. Sha'Carri, you thought the assignment started and ended with you. Regardless of whether or not the Summer Olympics are going to be the same or not going to be the same without you there, please remain humble. Please understand that you were the only one that stepped in the way of your opportunity to be there. So please don't sit here and try and make it sound like, oh, now that you're not going to be there, now it's going to be total shit. No, it's not going to be total shit. You're not going to be there, but everybody else will be. And those people, black people that are watching for everybody else that's going to be there. We're going still for air, land, sea. We're still going. We're still going to watch and support because black women showed the fuck up and showed out. You're not the one monkey, and no offense, but you're not the one monkey that's going to stop the show. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you a monkey. You know the damn phrase, but you're not going to stop the show, sis. So off rip, before I even go into this damn article, please calm down. But the article says, from Blavity, since being banned from the Tokyo Games, Sha'Carri Richardson says the games just won't be the same without her. She says, to support my community, I thank y'all. She wrote in a tweet last week, the negative, forget y'all and enjoy the games because we all know it won't be the same. Richardson captivated the world of track and field and the internet with her dominant performance at the Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon last month. Her orange hair, signature long nails, and confidence had countless folks singing her praises. Again, I'll say she was giving homage to Mama Flojo, who was the first to ever do stuff like that. So thank you for making what is considered ghetto and in the past and vintage. Thank you for bringing that and making it current. But again, you're not the only vibe we came to see or experience. So I'm going to keep going. When asked by an NBC reporter what message she wanted the world to know following her victory, she replied classically saying, "I just want the world to know that I am that girl that every time I step on the track, I'm going to try to do what it is that me, my coach, and my support team believe I can do, and the talent that God blessed me to have to do every time I step on the track." Since news broke about Richardson's suspension, many have come out in support of the sprinter, citing the hypocrisy of the rules that won't allow her to compete. She also garnered support from the halls of Congress as Democratic reps, I think her name is AOC, and Jamie Raskins pleaded with the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, or the USADA, to reconsider the 1-month ban in a letter addressed to the USADA CEO Travis Tigert and WADA President Witold Benka. In the letter, it says, "We urge you to reconsider the policies that led to this and other suspensions for recreational marijuana use, and to consider Mrs. Richardson's suspension. Please strike a blow for civil liberties and civil rights by reserving this course you are on." They go on to say in their letter that they said the marijuana rule is antiquated because of the changing public perception of the drug, which is now legal in 10 states. Again, it's legal in 10, not 45 of all 50. She tested positive for having THC in her system. She admitted to using the substance to cope with the loss of her biological mother. A drug is a drug is a drug is a drug. If you can't use steroids, you can't use weed. If you can, it's that simple. For the Olympics, if you can't use steroids, you can't use weed. I know basketball players in the NBA, NFL, when they get drug tested and everything else like that, anything come up in their system that's not clean or kosher, you ain't got a medical, get fuck trying to change the rules. Is it a medical exemption? Can you get a medical card? Can you be medically exempted for using marijuana if you have a medical card, proper documentation? Like, sis, if you maybe have proper documentation that says you have depression or anxiety and or whatever to say that your doctor is prescribing you for medical marijuana, that's a totally different thing. They can't come at you crazy over something that's medical. But if you're doing it recreationally on your leisure, when you want to, on your free time, that's a totally different conversation. So I'm not going to sit here and say we need to just, do X, Y, and Z, but we don't need to make everything okay either. You know what I'm saying? Because just because we want it to be okay for us doesn't mean that it should be okay. Doesn't mean that we should be the only ones penalized for it. But I strongly don't believe that we should be the ones that make it okay. We should be the ones that make it a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to show up to work. If I was an employer, I wouldn't want my employee showing up to work high. I wouldn't. I'm not showing up high. I don't care what you do off hours. But what you do when you in my building, when you're supposed to be representing me, absolutely not. Or when you're supposed to be out somewhere, absolutely not. I'm not going to condone it. And as an Olympic athlete now, once you make the finals, once you cross that threshold, you are no longer a school student. You are an Olympic athlete. You, like I said earlier, it's a different set of standards. It's a different criteria. It sucks she won't be there. I would have absolutely loved to see her orange hair and them long nails on that track at the Olympics. But at the same token, she accepted her responsibility. She knew she fucked up, and she accepted that she fucked up. And it's kind of like, okay, let's move on. But in behind the scenes now, you getting real buck talking about it won't be the same without me. And I think her and Gabby went back and forth over it. Like, you do know Gabby is a goat, right? Like one of the first goats. Like, we need to not of the culture for the Olympics. Like, let's not, of this new generation at least. Let's not, because up to a certain extent, Black people stopped watching the Olympics. We stopped watching. So let's not get all hyped. Black people, we just now coming back into the forefront of giving a shit about the Olympics. The Africans already cared because they there every year. They there every year. Jamaicans, they there every year. Us, Black Americans, we never there. So yes, we were paying attention. When Gabby stepped on, yes, we were paying attention. But come on. We watch tennis for Serena. We watch basketball and football for Black men. We don't watch the WNBA. You ain't hearing Black people going crazy about the WNBA. The Olympic team, the Olympic women's basketball team. Nobody makes shit noise about that. Nobody say shit about that. So Shikari, respectfully, ma'am, the show is gonna go on. We're gonna miss you, wish you were there, but we're still gonna support and show up. So it's not gonna be the same, but we're gonna have a great time. And since that is the end of your auntie report, that I just had to get that off my chest or whatever, let's do our top topic, because I saw something that triggered me and also made me think. And it comes from Travel Noir, and it's an opinion piece. And it says that a man let his partner starve during their vacation, and it sparks a viral conversation on splitting travel bills. So we got this new culture, this new age where, oh, vacation this, vacation that, vacation this, vacation that. Me and Bae going here, me and Bae going there. And in the same way, you also have women that think that they should be catered to and everything handed to them are going on these trips. Men that have a really sick relationship with their money and they spending all kind of extra bread on these trips. Or you have a couple that's not properly yoked when it comes down to financial responsibility, and they're splitting things unevenly, or they're splitting things and someone's like, we shouldn't have to split, we shouldn't have to do this, he should pay for this, I should pay for that, so the title alone of a man letting his partner starve, I find that extremely troubling. Like, what do you mean you let her starve? Like, let's read it together, shall we? Okay. So it says, nothing sets social media ablaze like a good debate, and this wild Reddit post on who should pay travel bills was a lot. A user on the popular Reddit thread of Am I the asshole, posed a question to the platform to get some outside perspective on an issue that he's probably now wishing he kept to himself. The poster stated that he and his girlfriend of 2 years shared all the bills 50-50 since the beginning of their relationship. Okay. Things got a bit complicated, however, when they agreed to go on an expensive international vacation with his seemingly wealthy family. Okay. So y'all not broke, y'all not hurting for it. Is that where we at? Because if we've been together 2 years and your family not broke, y'all not hurting for it, I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm not expecting to come out my pocket too crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just not. We've been together 2 years and your family got money. Anyway, the article says, for context, he works as an IT consultant, pulling in $150,000 a year, while his girlfriend is a teacher with a $45,000 per year salary. Again, you got money. I got a little change. You got change. So we're not doing this. But let's keep going. To prepare for the travel bills, she picked up a second job as a waitress on the weekends. But even that extra income wasn't enough to offset the cost of the trip. So I have a question. What was he paying for? What did he pay for? Because she done now picked up a second job at $45,000 a year, and she picked up a second job on the weekends. But you make money. You got money. So what exactly is he paying for? What did he pay for? What is she supposed to be paying for? She opted out of several activities like wine tasting and scuba diving and only ate 2 meals per day. So we broke up during this trip. Did we break up? Because this is not me and my girlfriend went on a trip. This me and my friend that don't have a lot of money went on the trip, and I didn't want to feel bad, but she wanted to go. So she came, but I told her half her money straight. Like, that's what the fuck it sound like. It don't sound like y'all in a relationship and y'all supposed to be together or y'all love each other. Because any man I've been with, and I ain't gone on no vacations and I ain't did nothing crazy like that. But when we take our little, we would do our little hotel, whatever. It wasn't even a conversation or a stressor about who's paying what. But bitch, I can tell you, he never let me starve. I was never eating 2 meals a day. What? So anyway, the post says, my parents thought it was very strange that she only eats 2 meals a day, although normally she eats 3. The Reddit user reportedly asked his girlfriend about the change in habits, saying that he heard her stomach growling at one point and claiming to be concerned about her having an eating disorder. She admitted being unable to afford the expensive itinerary, including more meals, and feeling overwhelmed by the whole ordeal. So she was on the damn trip and she ain't have no money from the beginning of the trip. She admitted being unable, blah, 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 blah. Quote, she doesn't know if this is going to work long term if she is expected to go on vacations like that with people who make so much more than her, he explained, adding, I feel bad that I did not pick up her discomfort sooner, but we did agree to split everything 50-50, and I don't know why she agreed to come if the cost was an issue. Out of touch in more ways than one. Let me just read what the post says from the Reddit. It's AITA for Am I the Asshole for inviting my 29 girlfriend on an expensive vacation. And so he's 29, she's 28, and this is what he put. Hello, my girlfriend, myself, my parents, and my brother and his wife all went on vacation in another country a week ago. My brother and I were the ones who did most of the planning of the itinerary, although we did ask everyone for input. For background, I make around $150K as an IT consultant. My girlfriend is a teacher making $45K. My parents are pretty affluent, as well as my brother and sister-in-law. My girlfriend knew this trip was coming up and took on a second job waitressing on the weekends for several months to get ready for it. We have always split things 50-50 in the 2 years we've been together. Pause. In the 2 years y'all been together, has she always been a teacher? Or is this like a new job for her? Because $45,000 is usually the base level that teachers make when they're like in their first year. So if she's a first year teacher, she's only making $45,000. Like, you should have been like, babe, I got you. Like, I make $100,000 more than you every fucking year. I got you. We're together 2 years. I got you. So I got questions about him. Like, fuck all that. I got questions about you. Fuck your parents looking at you weird. Bitch, you hear me hungry. Why don't you say, babe, you hungry? Like, you want something? Like, I don't care about this agreement of 50-50. That doesn't apply when you're making more. How is it 50-50? How is it 50-50 and you make more, sir? Let's use our brains here. Let's cut this out. Anyway, he said there were a few times on the vacation when she did not go on outings with us, wine tasting, scuba diving, and you left her ass at home. So why the fuck did you... Okay. She also would only eat 2 meals a day, simply stating she was on a budget. My family does favor more high-end, expensive places. My parents thought it was very strange that she only eats 2 meals a day, although normally she eats 3. When we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several of the outings and only ate 2 meals a day. Get the fuck out of here. What do you mean? What do you mean when y'all got home you asked her this shit? You don't want to be together anymore. Just say that. He mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night and said I was concerned about her having an eating disorder. So you know she normally eats 3 meals a fucking day, and you knew she was only eating 2 meals a day. You hear this girl's stomach growling, and you think she got a fucking eating disorder. You want to be single. It's fine. She got teary-eyed and said that 3 meals a day wasn't physically feasible for her, and neither were the outings that she chose not to go on. She went on 3 of the 6 outings. She said she was not expecting everything to cost so much, and she was overwhelmed. She also said she doesn't know if this is going to work long term, if she's expected to go on vacations like that with people who make so much more than her. I feel bad that I did not pick up on her discomfort sooner, but we did agree to split everything 50-50, and I don't know why she agreed to come if the cost was an issue. So to answer your question, sir, am I the asshole? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You invited your girlfriend. You invited her. I don't know why she would come. She's your fucking girlfriend, you dingbat. You invited your girlfriend to go with you on an expensive vacation. You know you make $100,000 more than her. I know why you invited her, and this is why you're the asshole. You obviously wanted to show her up and fucking embarrass her ass. You obviously wanted to. You obviously wanted to. I can't see you love this woman. I can't see you're in touch with her in any way, shape, or form. I can't see y'all communication being what it needs to be. For you to be sitting here asking a stupid ass question, am I the asshole for inviting my girlfriend on an expensive vacation when she makes about less than half of my salary a year and we 50-50 in? How are you 50-50 in with somebody that's making $100,000 less than you a year? How are you 50-50 in? How are you 50-50 in? How? There's no way to 50-50. There's no fucking way. And it shouldn't have been, she shouldn't have been. Now your parents looking at this girl like she crazy. Now your parents looking at her like she's stupid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She ain't coming out. She ain't around this. She ain't around that. Where's she at? Where's she at? Why she not coming? Oh, I don't know. She just don't want to come. Oh, I don't know. We said we doing everything 50-50. So, yada, yada, yada. Maybe sis on her way on a glow up. Like, Maybe she on her grow up path. Maybe by next year her money gonna be sitting right. God ain't got her bank account set up like that for right now. Maybe that's the case. But as her boyfriend, you should have went out of your way to check in with her. You know her finances wasn't what the fuck they needed to be before y'all left. You know she picked up a second job before y'all fucking left, bro. Why would you take her with you? Why would you invite her if you wasn't gonna pick up her half if she needed you to? Why would you invite her for shit? She went to 3 of the 6 shit y'all did. She wasn't even eating all the fucking meals. You wasn't even so thoughtful as to bring her a fucking to-go back home. That's fucked up. You didn't even think to bring her food, but you hear her stomach growling. You want to be single. Just say you want to be single, bro. Yes, you're the asshole. Yes. Yes, you're the asshole. Absolutely you are. Absolutely you are. I don't give a fuck what y'all agreed on 2 years ago. If sis money ain't where it was 2 years ago and you talking about that shit now, I don't want to hear none of that. But the article says, in a move that should surprise no one, the other users, overwhelmingly meaning from Twitter, agreed that he was indeed the asshole in this situation and gave him the dragging he deserved. You make 3 times what she does, somebody said. You make 3 times what she does. You knew she had to take a second job to be able to go, said the top voted commenter. Don't plan for your budget when you know she makes so much less than you. Another person said, people who split things 50-50 when they don't have similar incomes have toxic relationships. Exactly, my nigga, because you're still saving more on your end because you make more than me. Sis ain't coming out 50-50. She coming out like 60-40, 80-20 from what she got to what she can actually afford just to keep up with you, my nigga. And if y'all are not equally yoked financially, then y'all need to break the fuck up. I'm not going to be with somebody that's going to have a problem looking out for me. If we together 2 years, and you can't spot me? Nah, son, not at all. Another person said they offered an alternative. He could have covered the entire hotel room and suggested some lower price point restaurants and told his parents they were going to do their own thing for lunch if they didn't want to go cheaper. Right? You didn't even try to protect your girl. You didn't even try to protect her. You know your family got expensive taste, so you going to go out to the expensive fucking restaurants and your girlfriend hungry as hell. Knowing she can't eat that. Knowing she can't afford to eat that. Somebody else says that they were infuriated. It's the quote says, "How out of touch are you? She was literally starving. How on earth do you know how much disposable income she has? And you believe it was fine that she was having to anxiously figure out how she covered travel bills while on the trip? Like what the actual fuck, sir?" Says somebody chose violence in a comment. Somebody said, "Please tell me there's a sequel where she poisons the whole family." Sheesh. Somebody else opted the lesson in all of this. Remember when I said dating kind men is most important? It doesn't matter how much a man makes if he's selfish and cheap. He will watch you struggle and won't help you. The article finishes off with, for his part, the original Reddit poster appears to be doubling down on his dubious actions. When one user expressed their desire for the girlfriend to break free from the shackles of this lopsided relationship, he responded, "I also deserve better. She can date someone that matches her budget." You know what, sir? You're right. You're absolutely correct. Yes, she can. She can absolutely 110% date somebody on her fucking budget, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, because you're nowhere near on her budget. She's way too expensive for you. You don't have the emotional wealth. You don't have the spiritual wealth. You don't have the mental wealth. You're on a budget yourself. You're strict. You're fucking Pennywiser. You're fucking at this point Scrooge with the way you care for people. You right. Maybe you need to be with somebody that got more money than her. And I pray that the 2 years of relationship that you're willing to throw away, talking about something you deserve better, because you don't want to be fucking considerate, because you don't want to be thoughtful. I pray that that woman that you get makes more than you. And I pray she sons you. When I say son, for those that don't know, she make you her son. Son. She start calling you son. She start paying for shit. She start taking away your fucking manhood. I pray she make 3 times more than what you make. I pray she do. That I pray you got to take out a second job just to fucking keep up with her. You got to take out another hustle just to keep up with her and the type of shit she want to do. So that's the best way of karma for you. But yes, sir, to answer your question, are you the asshole? Absolutely you are. Absolutely you are. And so y'all, This will end us off on the season finale of the Young Aunties podcast. Thank y'all so much for sticking around for all episodes, for every guest we've had. Thank you so much for all my friends, from Kim to Rocky, to my friends Jay, to D, to everybody that wanted to come on the podcast, to Amber, to Bria. Thank y'all so much for y'all time. Thank y'all for bouncing ideas off of me. To Divine, our first and only uncle that came on the podcast. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for supporting the first season. Second season, we coming back hot. We coming back better. I'm guaranteeing it, as God is my witness, and as long as the Lord allows, I will be back, family. We will be back. I promise the house renovations will not last long. And when the time comes for us to pop up and pop out, oh, baby, best believe your young auntie got you. So always remember, your Aunty Koi loves you. I'm going to miss you while I'm gone, but I promise I'm going to love to see you when I get back. So y'all be safe. Feel free to run through all the old episodes. I'm going to see if I can, figure out some audio stuff, see if I can clean anything up. I might, like I said, transfer the episodes from the podcast on this platform to maybe YouTube to kind of expand our audience a little bit, expand the fam, see what we can do about that. A lot of things planned, a lot of things going on, but construction is happening. Reconstruction is going on, especially for your auntie, so you already know. You already know. You already know when I come back, it's going to be a thing, because I don't even know how long I'm going to be gone, but I'm going to be back with a vengeance. So I love y'all. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out. I absolutely adore every single one of y'all. Thank you for the listens. Thank you for the plays. Thank you for the shares. Please don't forget your auntie, because your auntie won't forget you. Let's keep each other in prayer, and I will see you the next time I'm at the house. Deuces, y'all.